G'day. So it's Thursday, nearly lunchtime. Just got back into camp. Got here on Sunday, started hunting Monday. So we're a few days into it now. And got a few new hunters, a couple of bow hunters, a couple of guys that have been here a few times. So it's a varied experience. And it's been quite an eventful few days. Certainly seeing deer now, which is good. We've got our eye in a bit better. We've got a couple of bow hunters that are out there sitting on scrapes that they've found. Just waiting for deer to come into those scrapes, and hopefully they'll get on to those. One of the boys was sitting over a series of 3 scrapes yesterday, and a doe came in for a sniff around, but it was just outside of his bow range, so he couldn't do anything about that. We've seen multiple deer in the daytime hopping across the road, consistently into 2 different spots, so that's good. We've got a bit of focus on those areas, and we've got a few trail cams out there that are hopefully going to pick up some interesting things, so we'll head back down and check them out this afternoon. Yesterday I decided to hunt a new piece of ground over the back of camp. Just let my main spot settle for a bit, and half an hour or so into that stalk in the afternoon, a doe poked her head up, and she was broadside at 70 odd meters to me. Put a round through, she arced up, fell over backwards, and by the time I got to the spot where she was, I had to go down a little gully and back up again. There was no sign of her.
Confessions of a hunter. Well, it's been a good hunt, sort of. I dropped a young spiker. Excellent backdrop on a tree. 70-meter shot over a little gully. Watched it arch up and fall back on its back. Turned around to make sure my dog was okay, and wandered over to where I shot it, and no deer. No deer. I've looked for an hour. Dog's not picking up any scent. Mind you, she was a bit freaked out. She's picked up a bit of gun shyness, so she was pretty hyper stressed. I'm not sure she would have been doing her job properly anyway, but it's such a bugger to have a shot like that where you know it was good and you can't recover. There's so much fern and stuff on the ground. But to me it didn't look like it went anywhere. It looked like it just dropped on the spot. But you know what, I can't see blood, but I'm colourblind as hell. That's why I have the dog, and I have to enlist some friends. Anyway, just such a bugger. What a waste. Anyway, I will carry on. Look at this place.
And it's a real disappointing thing when that happens, but as hunters, it will happen. It happens to everybody. So I spent a good hour and a half with the dog trying to locate where she went, but just couldn't. Started doubting whether I actually hit her, but the body language absolutely said she was hit. So it's a real shame not to be able to recover the deer. Went back again this morning with 2 indicating dogs, with the hopes that we'd be able to pick up on the scent, but there's so much activity in the area that the dogs spent more time focused on new scent in the area, and we just couldn't get them to focus on the old stuff, which is a real shame, but that's the way it works. They don't understand English and you can't tell them what to look at. So a disappointing end to that hunt, unfortunately. I'll go back and check it out over the next few days and just see whether any crows end up on the carcass, because that's usually a good giveaway. But by then, or by now, mate, to be honest, the meat's spoiled, so it's just a terrible waste. But again, I just wanted to say, look, it happens to everyone at some point. I know it was a good shot at only 70 metres. It was offhand, but like I said, the deer reacted like it was shot, but it was on the top of a knoll, so it had all directions downhill that it could have gone, and it's a pretty thick cover. That's the end of that. Stay tuned, hopefully someone else brings one in the camp. We've got a few guys out there still that have been out for the morning. One guy that stayed out overnight last night over some promising scrapes, so we're forever hopeful. But we are seeing the deer, which is a good thing, so it's just a matter of time, hopefully, and we'll get one into camp. And that's that.
Guys, last day, Saturday. Been a pretty long week, been a good week. Quite a few deer have been seen. Only the one only the one unlocated deer that I shot the other day has been fired at. But last night, one of the guys had some good trail cam photos on camera he put out. I've had one guy into a stag with his bow at 50 odd metres, a couple of hinds at 50 odd metres. Seen plenty of deer around, and the last couple of days been wet, foggy. Good conditions really for deer. They stay out a bit longer. You can see I'm down here, sitting up on a hill. I can see over this grassland. It goes all the way around this knoll. Visibility out to about 100 metres in this fog, which is fine. But not much creeping around this morning, unfortunately, so I'm going to keep walking. See if I can chance my luck of a solo feeding doe or something, and then I'll mosey on back to camp for a hot feed and a regroup, and we'll attack it again tonight. So anyway, last chance success. Can't say it doesn't happen. Happens to a lot of people. Fingers crossed.
There were no more deer to be had this trip, so I'll leave her here to look over this log into a creek that I've often found super productive, soak up the last few moments of my trip to Nundle this year, plan to return, look forward to the long trip home.